Yo, what it is? My fault, man. I was actually here the whole time. I was here the whole motherfucking time. I was actually eating, and I didn't want y'all to hear me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to hear me all smacking my lips and shit while I'm eating. I figure I'll just finish before, you know what I'm saying, I hop on and shit. And I was watching the Super Bowl with old girl, and we got bored as fuck of it. She said she'd rather go do something else. I said I got some shit to do. We got a podcast to do. So, I mean, and you go with your girlfriend if you want to. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Stay at home, eat something real quick. So, I mean, I've been here the whole time, man. Um, Originally, when I wrote epic in the title, what I meant to say was epic. And God, I really don't want to do this shit, but really don't want to do this shit, but uh, again, I don't know, man. Let me talk about Resident Evil 2 first. Well, let me do this first. Roll Flush, Draco Rex, Agent Gambit. Thank you everybody for coming. My fault for starting late. I was eating dinner and shit. But yeah, what's up? Arsenic Steels, Sick, D, Stardust. Stardust was here early as fuck. Yeah, man. So Resident Evil 2, right? I s- I've been playing on hardcore mode. Sorry I didn't stream that shit, but streaming that shit actually took away from me enjoying the game. You know what I mean? When I was streaming it, it put a border up on my shit, and it just fucks my gaming experience up. You know what I mean? I still want to stream shit, but I feel like that's the worst game to like start streaming shit on. You know what I mean? And plus, it was on regular mode, and I don't like that. And so I played on hardcore mode. I'll tell y'all where I'm at right now. The last time I streamed that shit, right, I was playing on just the standard mode, which I wasn't feeling. But I got to right before Leon came back into the station. You know, like you dip out of the station and you have to come back into the station and shit. So I left it right there, but I came back right around that. Like I started the game over from hardcore, and hardcore is not really any different from regular mode. I don't really know. I mean, the zombie bites are like more damaging. That's the only thing I notice is different. And ribbons. But the craziest part is every time you go to a spot where they give you ribbons, they give you like two or three at a time. It's not like you don't have enough to save. You know what I mean? There's plenty. Like the only thing that's annoying is if you're like doing something and you got a decent amount of stuff accomplished and you haven't saved yet, and you know what I'm saying, you die, you would lose all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You had to start all the way from the last time you saved. But that's not really that much of a challenge. You know what I mean? And I feel like hardcore mode is how Resident Evil 2 is originally, you know? Which is originally like that. I don't see why it's hardcore mode. Like, why is it like hardcore mode of today? It's just normal shit motherfucker dealt with, you know, when the game came out 20 years ago. I don't get it. What's up, Kevin Mac? I mean, you get me? Like, it's the hardcore mode of today is the same thing as what we had when we was younger, when we was playing as kids, and we didn't even think it was hard. Like, this game, man, is really this game. I've seen a lot of people complain that it's too hard. Like it's a survival horror. You have to survive the shit. What the fuck? And people say it's action horror. I don't really think Res 2 is action horror. Res 4 for sure is action horror, but this is still survival to its core, man. Especially if you play hardcore. Don't get a lot of bullets and shit, but you still get plenty of bullets. I don't know. I don't know. Hardcore is not that hard. Or maybe it's just me. The only thing that is hard about hardcore is you can't you don't have autosave. That's realistically the only thing that's more like difficult in hardcore than it is in every other mode. But yeah, so I've been playing it. I mean, now that I'm just playing it, sitting there by myself, the funniest shit is I was actually trying to, instead of like streaming the shit, instead I was gonna just record my gameplay with my commentary above it. You know what I'm saying, over it, and upload that shit. But I started playing and forgot all about recording it. I played 6 hours straight, and I was way past all that shit. I'm like, should I even record now? Like now that I realize, should I now just start recording it? I was like, fuck it, I'll just start the next game or whatever. I'll start doing that. I I think I need to get Elgato to stream the shit, right? Because I can't stream the shit and have that shit on my screen too. That shit fuck up like the whole experience for me, bro. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is fucking crazy. Like here, the craziest part is like before I hopped on this podcast, y'all know how like the round table we got our own Twitter, chat and Thrash. He was at Dave and Buster's or one of these places. They had an Injustice machine, and you know they had an Injustice arcade machine. You know what's the craziest thing about this Injustice arcade machine? It didn't have joysticks. It didn't have a joystick. It had four buttons. This shit is crazy, bro. It has no joystick. It has four buttons. It has a block button, a quick attack button, a strong attack button, and a super button. That's it. That is it. Like, and that's an arcade machine now. Like, what are you even playing? You know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest fan of like NetherRealm fighting games, Mortal Kombat, and their DC fighting games and stuff. But there's something to be said about them at least. You know what I mean? They're still fighting games, even if I'm not a fan of the way they set up. But really, bruh, quick attack, block, strong attack, special move. Those are the buttons that's on an arcade machine. So are you really even playing a game? You're basically paying money to press and these buttons, I'm not even like over exaggerating when I tell you these buttons look like giant Fisher Price looking buttons, giant plasticky Fisher Price buttons. And I did not quote those. That, by the way, Vieira said that she's like, there's some Fisher Price looking buttons, and they do. They look like some Fisher Price looking, what I'm saying, throwback '90s toys for 3-year-old buttons on a big arcade machine for a fighting game. Right? That's the type of shit we're looking at. No, we're not saying those are the Fisher Price people themselves. Vieira was just saying those buttons look hella Fisher Price. It doesn't even look like what I'm saying? It just look like giant buttons. It look like those fake, Staples red buttons. You know what I'm talking about? It looks like those buttons, not regular gaming buttons that you remember from like arcade machines. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck is this? This is not an arcade machine. It's not even a game. There's like four buttons, and you're not really even playing the game at this point. You're just pressing random buttons. That's acceptable now. Like a game like this, a game like Resident Evil 2, where so much love, care, and attention is gone into this motherfucking game. This game is so fucking good. I sat on it for like 6 hours straight. You know what I mean? Blind run. I mean, half the run was not blind because I already played a portion of it. But once I passed that part, everything else is a blind run in hardcore mode. And I don't even think that's that hard. You know what I mean? It's actually very simple. As soon as you figure out, what you need to do, you're in there. You know what I mean? It's not hard. It takes a little bit of effort. It doesn't even take that much effort to get through this game. You know. But RE2 is amazing. I don't care what motherfuckers say. I've seen motherfuckers talking about, yeah, the exaggerated button, those big ass motherfucking buttons. I mean, that's the type of shit people are used to now. People don't like playing hard games no more. I don't know why that's the case. Like I always felt like that's the whole point. RE2 is not even hard. Like I don't even I don't even know what's the point anymore sometimes. Like sometimes when I be like seeing what people say about games, I'm like, I don't even know what the point is anymore. Like it's a video game. Like certain video games challenge you. That's the whole point to the game. You know what I mean? The whole point to this game is to challenge you to figure out these puzzles. Resident Evil is basically a giant puzzle game. You run around, well, the classic ones anyway. You run around this giant mansion or base or whatever it is, some kind of facility. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of giant ass facility. And that whole facility itself is a giant ass puzzle that you gotta run around and figure out. And in the middle of trying to figure out all these motherfucking puzzles, there's things that's trying to kill you. That's the whole point of every Resident Evil game. Well, the throwback ones, anyways. She has card readers. What up, Jackknife? But you know what I mean? Like this shit's crazy, bro. Like, what do we even play for anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you even play for anymore, dude? Like, the game is supposed to be like challenging. I just now ran into Mr. X, sick, and that shit's crazy. I actually just got to the part where I ran into Mr. X. That's just, you know what's really weird? Like he just makes you. He just like his job is just to make you fluster. You know what I'm saying, and not be able to like keep on the task at hand. But as far as scary, like he hasn't really done anything that's like scary. You know what I'm saying? He just makes you panic. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? As soon as you hear him coming, it's like, oh fuck, whatever I need to do, I gotta either hurry it up or I have to come back later and do it because this motherfucker's like somewhere around. You know what I mean? But it's not like he's very difficult to deal with. So yeah, man, Res 2. I haven't completed, of course. I haven't even completed Leon's campaign yet. I should be by tonight. After I hop off of here, I'm for sure hopping on that, finishing his shit tonight. Probably fucking Claire shit too, because I'm not working tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Probably just finish both by tonight. That like I understand like if there's no safe area in a game, it would be very difficult. But at the same time, that something about safe rooms bothers me. You know what I mean? I know it gives players a sense of security and stuff, but something about safe room bothers me. It breaks the experience. I'm like, why the fuck can't they go in here, man? What's so special about these rooms that have, you know, these chests? What's up here? What's so special about these rooms to where like nothing can come in here? Like what? Why? And it's kind of a Resident Evil staple almost to have safe rooms where if you go into certain rooms, like you'll be safe no matter what. No matter what happened outside that room, you're good in these rooms. And it kind of bothers me a little bit. It does. It kind of bothers me a little bit that's how it is. Because like like it breaks the whole game experience sometimes when you're like running away from something that's about to kill you, like you got no bullets left, your health is on caution, you running from this thing, there's just nothing realistically you could do, right? And all of a sudden you turn the corner, run into this room, and you good, like the thing is like right behind you, it's like it's on your neck. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's on your neck. When the door stayed open long enough, he can actually see. They can actually see you in that motherfucking room. But for whatever reason, they don't go in it. It just it's. I know it's like it's still a video game at the end of the day, and maybe that's nitpicking, but I don't feel like that's nitpicking. I don't know how they can make it to where you would get to an area and feel safe enough to do stuff, to calm down and do stuff and not do safe rooms. But the existence of safe rooms bother me. You know, just the idea of like throughout this whole motherfucking police station or mansion or whatever environment you're in and shit. Like you go to this room and you're good. You know what I mean? You go to this room and you're good. No matter what the situation is, just go to that room, you straight. And that kind of bothers me. That bothers me with Resident Evil 7 the most, even more than this game, because I feel like 7, those motherfuckers are like even higher levels. These are just regular ass zombies and maybe boss level type of zombies. You know what I mean? But they're still zombies at the end of the day. Res 7, like those whatever those people became, right? They are way more intelligent and high level than anything else in Resident Evil, but they can't go into a room. You know what I'm saying? Dude running out throughout the whole house, breaking down walls, trying to look for you, but he can't go into a safe room. But yeah, man. Besides from that, Resident Evil has been a blast. Now I can't wait to finish it. I'm just gonna take my time at this point. But I'd rather play on hardcore because it feels more comfortable. I don't know if it makes sense to y'all, but I feel more comfortable playing it in hardcore than in standard mode. But Epic, I don't want to talk about Epic too much because as y'all know, I'm not a PC motherfucker. I don't really deal with PC shit. But I've always said that like every service, the more something that's lucrative, if something's lucrative enough, more and more people will get into it. And as soon as you have more and more people getting into the game, you need to separate yourself from others. That's basically what the whole nonsense with Epic is going on, right? And motherfuckers like just basically like I guess dogging out a game because of exclusivity. So PC dudes starting to understand what it feels like, and it's bound to happen. I mean, that's just the way the business goes, right? Even right now, when we talk about like streaming service, and we'll get into PlayStation, dominance in a little bit, but really, like the more there is out there, the more you have to separate yourself from everyone else. How the fuck are you gonna do that with no exclusives? And Epic is just basically just thinking, you know what? We gonna see what happens. So we just, what I mean, take this shit. And I'm willing to bet you'll start to see this more and more. More and more, you'll see this shit with Epic. But that's really, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think. Yeah. The only thing that's annoying, I guess, some of y'all that play on PC can tell me, like, look, I guess it would be annoying to have to like boot up different games from different locations instead of just one central location. I have a couple games on Steam. I don't really play Steam like that. I have a couple game on Steam, games that I can't play on the PlayStation, right? I have it on Steam and stuff. So I really don't play on PC that much to even, and the games that I play on PC are not very impressive either. You know what I mean? So I don't see people being that upset about this in the long run. It'll just become normal. Everyone will get like a piece of the pie. You know what I mean? And you gotta buy different games from different locations. But you're still on a motherfucking PC, so it's not it's not too bad, right? It's basically the difference of taking out a disc and putting in a different disc. I mean, isn't that practically the difference between like taking out a disc in your console and putting in a different disc? You know, to shut one game down from one launcher and then launch it in a different one. I mean, I'm not a PC dude like that, so I don't really have a dog in the fight. I just find Epic, what Epic's going through to be interesting, and I also find what Metro is going through to be interesting. Motherfuckers, you know, review bombing it for this shit, and it's just weird. It's like you can't tell me that's not out of emotion. It's like that's not really true about the game. Like the game is good. You know what I mean? I'm a big. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a big fan of Metro. I like Metro. I think Metro is a good series. I like the story of Metro. I like the gameplay of it. I do wish their stealth would be a little bit more difficult because if you're in the dark in that game, you're good. You're set. Can't nobody see you no matter what. Like you could be standing right in front of motherfuckers. As long as you're in the dark, they can't see you. This is a cool mechanic, but it's not that great. If they can improve on that, that'd be great. Are they? Are they fucking up? I mean, I know. I mean, I'm looking forward to the next Metro Exodus. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm playing it on console, so don't really. I don't know if that's gonna matter. I mean, are they fucking up the PC or are they fucking up throughout the board? Because I'm playing that on console. Yeah, but I'm not here to talk about that tonight. I'm actually here because Resident Evil 2. I just want to speak about it because I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Epic, like I mentioned, I'm not a PC dude. I'm still looking forward to Metro. I just find it a little interesting. I want to see what this is gonna do for like the future. Whether more and more games are gonna be this way. That's true. But Crackdown though, Crackdown 3. So I had a really good day today. I was out um, at a cop shop. Might have gambled a little bit. Might have won a little bit. You know what I mean? Um, only thing that sucked about today is the Super Bowl. I was expecting. I don't. I'm a sports fan, but I really don't care about neither one of these teams. I don't really care about most teams. Really, I like watching it. You know what I'm saying? I like watching football, but I really don't care for teams like that. I don't root for a certain team. And Super Bowl is boring as fuck. I stopped watching. I just stopped watching. But it's been a great day, and one of the best thing about today is Twitter. Now I told you, like, I don't get on Twitter a whole lot. You know what I mean? I'm on Twitter sometime. I don't even have Twitter notification on. I just hop on whenever I feel like it. And the the majesticness, I guess, is the only way I can. The majesticness of the damage control for Crackdown is wild as hell. You know, it's incredible the levels of damage control for Crackdown, and it's been a wonderful day. I won money. I went on Twitter. I saw masterful work. You know what I'm saying? Masterful damage control work done on behalf of Crackdown 3. Um, and so what I want to talk about today is just to just let's be honest with ourselves and each other. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that by you know, fanboys will be fanboys. You know what I mean? But if we want to talk about something, let's be real about it. You know what I mean? Let's be real about the whole situation. Crackdown 3 is done in by the people who hyped it up. The people who hyped up Crackdown done them like Crackdown 3 in. Because Crackdown 3 never should have been hyped up to the level that it was. Because it was never a game that can handle that kind of pressure, that could handle that kind of hype. You know what I mean? Crackdown shoulders is not big like Terry Cruz's shoulders, all right? It can't handle all that. It's not going to be able to like hold that on its shoulders. Are you crazy? It's fucking Crackdown. I don't know why it's so weird. Like, it's been 5 years and I say this every fucking year. And if y'all go back and look at what I say every year, I said, look, my money is that this motherfucker is canceled. That's where my money goes. And I'm going to have to hold the L on that because it's not canceled. It's coming out, right? I have to eat the crow on that. It is coming out. But every year I said it's going to be canceled. If there's a chance that it will come out, it will come out not looking like anything they said it would. So at least the second half of my statement was correct. It doesn't even look anything like it did when it first was shown. And when it was first shown, was y'all impressed by the original like pre-alpha look? Like one of the first few looks that y'all have of the game. Was y'all impressed? Was y'all impressed by those like videos, those fucking images, those fucking early look? Was you impressed by that? If you wasn't, I'm here to let you know that that shit looked better than this shit now. So if you wasn't impressed by that, you feel me? If you wasn't impressed by that, what makes you think this shit is gonna hold a candle? You don't know shit about Twitter arsenic? I mean, that's a good thing. You don't really need to know about it. I got into it mainly because it's easier to get in contact with all the homies that do podcasts with me and shit. But I go on there sometimes with kicks and giggles because really it's fucking hilarious. It is. The shit that you see on there is fucking incredible. You know what I mean? It's fucking incredible. What's the topic, D? Crackdown 3, man. Here's the thing. No one can tell someone whether a game is fun or not, you know? And and if you say a game looks fun, you can't really even say that. That's the one move motherfuckers always say. First, it's all about graphics and how it's gonna be so impressive and yada yada yada, right? And then once it comes out, oh man, you talking about all the way it looks. It's whether it's fun or not. That's what matters. Okay, well, no one can tell someone else what is fun and what isn't fun, you know. But if that's the case, we're gonna have to keep the same energy across the board. You know, because if not, then you're representing gamers terribly, and you deserve to get called out and get clowned on like you deserve it because I mean, who's speaking about gaming shit besides gamers, right? And if you saying bullshit, if you saying wow shit that doesn't correlate with actually what's happening in reality, and motherfuckers could call you out on it, that's just the way it goes. Crackdown 3 was announced years ago, and when it was announced, a portion of it, Crackdown great. Oh, for sure, it looks worse than Sea of Thieves. I'm not saying it's a worse game. I'm not saying it's a worse game than Sea of Thieves, because how the hell should I know? I'm probably not going to play neither, right? Probably not going to play neither one of these games. I haven't played Sea of Thieves because I'm very adamant I'm against that type of shit. Like Sea of Thieves, no thank you. Probably not playing Crackdown either. But for sure, Sea of Thieves looks better. You can't tell me Sea of Thieves don't look better than Crackdown. That's crazy. Let's be real, right? If you put Sea of Thieves next to Crackdown, which one do you think look better? Like for real? Have you seen Sea of Thieves water? Have you seen that ocean, bro? Have you seen them waves? I mean, I'm still wanting to know what the fuck's going on with Deep Down, but I mean, I can't, you know, can't really shit on a game that realistically isn't even here or probably don't even exist anymore. I can shit on a game that exists that's here. The worst thing that could ever happen to Crackdown was the fact that it is coming out. If it got canceled, like I figured it would, because I figured it would. I figured there's no passion in this motherfucking game. I figured there's no motherfucking passion in this game. Every time you bring up Crackdown 3, when I say it's canceled, the only reason that people say that Microsoft is not going to cancel it, it's not because they have love for the game and they want to build a polished Crackdown 3 game, yada, yada, yada. No, it's because they cancel so much shit. If they cancel this one, they may not handle the backlash. They may not be able to handle it. But I mean, is that a good enough reason to put a game out? Have you seen any marketing for it? Like that's what I'm saying. I'm right, but I'm not right. You know what I mean? I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Like I said, the game was going to be canceled. I was wrong on that. I also said if it does come out, it'll be not even close to what it was promised, which I was right on. But this game, the only reason why it came out is because of that. Because they just can't handle another one of those like, you know, X-Men fucking Phil Spencer memes. They can't handle it no more. Crackdown as a cloud demo. If you say so. It's not about look, it's not about how long a game has been delayed. It's about how a game doesn't live up to expectation or hype. You know what I mean? It has to be it's not about how long a game has been like this. What was that one game that got canceled recently? Well, not canceled, but like they said they was gonna scrap the whole thing and redo it from the beginning. Not Final Fantasy 7. It was some other game. I forgot what it was. But I couldn't be mad at it because I can't be mad at it because I haven't seen nothing about like the first game. You know what I mean? I haven't seen shit. So if you like scrapping the whole thing and redoing it, I don't care. I haven't seen none of it. What does it matter? That's right. Metroid. How can I care about something that I don't know about? You know what I mean? You coming out telling me that this game, we're scrapping the whole thing, we're redoing the whole thing over, right? I can't be mad because I haven't seen none of the stuff you've been doing. If I seen some of the stuff y'all been doing and I was hype as fuck for that, and then you was like, "No, we're not doing none of this shit. We're scrapping the whole thing and redoing it," I would have felt some type of way. But I haven't seen a damn thing. You know what I mean? I have to see it first to know whether I'm cool with you scrapping the whole thing and redoing it over, right? The same way with this shit. Like the same way with this shit. We know what it is. They told us from the beginning. We've seen it. I don't know why people thought this game was going to be the shit when it comes out. When was the last time? All right, I'll prove this to you. Matter of fact, when was the last time you seen some positive shit came out of Crackdown 3? Some positive news, some dope ass news that make you think, oh shit, I can't wait for Crackdown 3 now. When was the last time? Don't you say dare? Don't you dare say like months. It's got to be at least years ago when you heard some good shit about them. And the good shit you hear wasn't even that good. Why don't y'all tell me? When was the last time you heard something great about Crackdown 3? Definitely not recently, because I'm saying, you feel me? The whole the whole thing about this whole fucking game is about how well the destruction is done in this game. Cloud computing, yada yada yada. That is, like Kuhn was saying, is gonna be your like your first step into cloud computing gaming, right? Um, it's not looking good, Chief. I'm saying it's not looking good. If this is what we have to look forward to as far as cloud computing, I'm not impressed. Here's the thing, man. I was actually asking the homies in the round table, what do they think the Metacritic score gonna be, you know? And most of us gonna agree that it's somewhere in the 70s, low 70s probably. And there's a very good chance it's gonna hit the 60s as well. And this is not me hating on the game. This is just me being very honest with y'all, like straight up about the game, right? You know why Resident Evil 2 remake is good? Because it's a horror survivor action game. You want to call it an action game. It's barely an action game, but if you want to call it that, that's fine. So its job is to make you feel a sense of horror, a sense of dread, which it does from time to time, right? And you have to survive through the shit. You have to figure out ways to survive through all the things that game thrown at you. This game, Crackdown, what is it based on? You're a cop that has superhuman abilities to destroy buildings, right? So the only way this game is going to be good if they do a good job of that. And from what I've seen, son, from what I've seen, it doesn't even look like the buildings that like get destroyed. It doesn't even look like it matters. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't look like it matters. As if like when a whole building go down, it should matter. There should be some umps to that. You know what I'm saying? There should be some kind of like I don't even know how to explain it. Like you bring down a whole fucking building, there should be some kind of you know utter devastation, like some kind of devastating feeling that you would get, like some kind of anything, but this is just like little particles falling off of a building. You know what I mean? Like, where's the hype from that? I'm not gonna front if you play a game right and there's a major, massive city, and it's just you and your homies running through, and you like just leveling everything. That'd be kind of sick, but I did not see none of that. No, I don't believe that it's just fanboys hyping that up. I don't think so. Fanboys didn't make up cloud computing and blah 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 blah. Microsoft came out. That was the marketing route they went with. Fanboys just took it and ran with it. But here's the thing though. I know, right, D? I just ate some Asian food too. That's probably why I'm fucking up. I just like literally like press broadcast. I literally press broadcast as soon as I finished eating. So I mean, I was already late. I didn't want to be like that much later and shit. What if the multiplayer is fun? Well, that's what I'm trying to get to, right? We always see people talking mad shit, like just mad shit, like day in and day out, just mad shit about the game, like how it's gonna do this, how it's gonna do that. Once It doesn't seem that way. They were like, "Oh, it's probably fun though." I mean, you literally can say that about any game. Fun is subjective. There's some people who think, you know, crazy shit that's dumb as hell is fun. Some people think jumping out of a plane with a parachute on is fun. I don't. I don't think I'm not a fan of skydiving at all. There's no reason for that. No. It's not that I'm scared of heights. I'm not scared of heights. There's just no reason for me to pay money and then jump out of a plane for like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. But some people consider that to be fun. So I mean, there will be some people that consider this game to be fun. But it's what everything that we've been saying about this game, whether it's the people who's like pushing the game, execs, or whether it's gamers, quote unquote gamers, right? I'm talking about, does it correlate with reality? Is what I'm saying. You know, I don't even know if it's a rip off of Halo or not. It's crazy. Like the game, look, it doesn't look good. All right, I'm gonna just be very real. Like whether it's fun or not, that's up to the player to decide. But as far as looking good, looking impressive, and I'm not talking about the visual. Like I'm not saying the way the models are and stuff like that. Even those don't look good either. But what I'm saying is, Crackdown is about those destruction, and the destruction does not look good. What's up, Jemiah? You know what I'm saying? The destruction does not look good. Hey, Drawn to Death is fucking fun as hell, man. I don't know what you mean. I like Drawn to Death. That's some last gen goodness. But you feel me though? Like if we talk about a game, let's be honest and be real about the motherfucking game. Like obviously the game isn't good. There's issues with this game. Have you seen the animations of the characters? Like I'm not talking about like the way they look. I'm talking about the way they move, like the animations, the how they run, how they hold the gun, how they look when the gun's being shot, like the recoil of the gun. Like they don't look this gen. You feel me? They don't. They look really old school, like really really old school. And I don't know how to. I don't even know how to explain it. Crackdown has this weird fucking look to it. It looks like it's and y'all gonna say like I'm shooting, like I'm taking shots, but I really mean this shit. It doesn't look as good as a 360 game. I'm sorry. I don't know where motherfuckers been, but there's a lot of 360 games that look off the hook. This is not one of them. Like this does not look like a 360 game. What's up, Lincoln Clay? You feel me? It is not a 360 game. A 360 game looks better than this. I don't care if it's in 4K. That's what I'm saying. Does Tekken 7 look better in 1080 than Tekken 3 does in 4K? Is that you know what I'm saying? Like you understand my comparison here? Like like Tekken 7 looks better in 1080 than Tekken 3 does in 4K. That's what I'm trying to say about this game. It doesn't look good. I don't care if it's in 4K. It doesn't look good. It looks terrible. I'm looking at Terry Crews with the side eyes recently too. So if he's the only main selling point about this game, then it's fucked all to hell. I feel like this game, they wanted to cancel it. They want to so bad, but they can't because of the amount of backlash they had for all the other canceled games. I mean, people been saying it's a triple gay game. I don't see it. Hey, when y'all doing that? Y'all doing that tonight, Lincoln? Is that tonight or tomorrow? I'm definitely watching that. Yeah, but Crackdown's been incredible. I've been following Twitter. It was exceptionally fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. Watching the I've been watching the damage control of this shit. Is fucking insane. I've actually seen someone said if you ignore what people say about this game, it actually look good and fun. Yeah, I've actually seen someone say that on Twitter. I mean, does it look like a AAA game in any standards, Dragon Sword? Like, do you think it's worthwhile at all? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. How do my brain's all over the place. I'm gonna try to like collect it and try to explain what I'm trying to say about Crackdown. Crackdown exists and fail because of fanboys. I'm telling you right now, it exists and fail by that merit. Crackdown was the hope motherfuckers have to, to lift Xbox out of the gutter that they're in right now. I'm just being very real with it. As far as just mind share of gamers. That's because that's what fanboys want. Fanboys want their respective console of choice to have a large mind share within the community, to have people say good shit about that company. You know, that's what they want, right? That would make them feel good about them when this company is being praised, right? That makes fanboys feel good about themselves. So Crackdown 3 was supposed to be that savior. It was supposed to be that messiah that come through and lift Xbox. Now I'm not talking about Craig. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Crackdown 3 was supposed to be that game that would put Xbox back into the minds and hearts of gamers. That's I'm not saying this is logical. I'm saying this is what they're thinking. This is the process that they have. That this game, because it's like so revolutionary with its cloud base, gaming, yada yada yada, that it's gonna be able to like do something to win back a certain mind share. So when it doesn't, it's not the fact that this game sucks that bothers fanboys. It's that this game is not gonna do what they was hoping it's gonna do. Let's be real here, whether or not that game was gonna be that game or not, if Crackdown was to be that Messiah game, they probably not gonna play it either. You know what I'm saying? This is not what this is about. It's not about playing the game. It's not about whether or not they want the game to be better so that they can enjoy it, you know, or you know what I mean? It's not that they're concerned about whether a game is good or not so they can enjoy it, or so that their fellow gamers can enjoy it. It's not about that. It's not about the game actually being good. Whether it's good or not is not the point. The point is for them is how can this game uplift their console of choice back to at least a status quo that's better than where they're at right now. Because where they're at right now is rough as fuck. It's rough as fuck. They're like getting dogged in every fucking side, and because of that, that's why they need this game to be that game. You know what I mean? They need to be like they need that game to be that game, and it's not gonna happen. And that's where the shit is falling apart because I mean, if we talking about integrity, let's be real here. Who has integrity like that? Who who out here is talking like mad shit? Like I'm talking about like talking Crackdown's gonna be that shit, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be off the hook, yeah, yeah, and downplay any other game. Any game. Like I'm gonna be real with you, any game. Not PlayStation exclusive or Switch exclusive or you know what I'm saying, third party, whatever, whatever, just any game. if you're gonna speak about Crackdown and you want to speak about it positively, you better not say nothing negative about no other goddamn game. I don't want to fucking hear it because it would not correlate. It would not match up. It would look weird. It would look weird that you say, "Oh well, this game could be fun." Well, then I don't want to hear you say shit about anything else because every other game could be fun too, motherfucker. You haven't played it. How would you know it's not fun? It could be very fun. It looks trash though, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's not act like stuff like we can't compare and contrast games and shit no more. What kind of shit is this? It's childish. And shout out to Sick. I saw Sick stream earlier where he was going off on Red Dead Redemption 2, and I agree 100% of everything he's saying. Everything he's saying, I agree 100% with. Right? I mean, and he was showing off some a Twitter post that he did, which shit was hilarious. And I read that live when he posted, like not from the video, but from Twitter itself, and that shit is hilarious. But if if people like, if you notice how like when Sick was showing that, I don't know if y'all have seen that shit. If y'all haven't, y'all should go check that shit out. That shit was hilarious. But you notice how when he was talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, right? He was just saying the game was trash. The game is trash. It has nothing to do with consoles and shit. It has nothing to do with whatever it is that's on your mind. It's just in his opinion, this game is trash, right? And then people start talking about PlayStation and Xbox shit as if that's what he was talking about. No, he's like saying this game is trash. It's just trash. All right. Doesn't matter what console you play it on. It doesn't matter what console you like better. It's just Red Dead Redemption 2 sucks. You know? And that's what this game looks like. It looks like it sucks. It looks like the graphics isn't good. It looks like the gameplay is simple as fuck. It looks like they didn't put a lot of effort into it. It looks like there wasn't shadows on the motherfucking characters. Was it Tay or who posted that? You know your main characters don't even have shadows. Shadows, huh? Shadows, like stuff that was done back in PlayStation 1 and 2. Character shadows. You know what I'm saying? Now, back in the day, them shadows looked like blocks and shit, but they were still shadows. What positive have we heard from this game in the last 5 years? Why do people expect it to be good? That's why. People didn't expect it to be good. They was hoping it was going to be good. And now, like, every way possible, they'll try to salvage it as much as they can. It's not about the game not being good. Oh, do they? Do they have shadows now? Because I've seen some shit where they didn't even have shadows. Which was wow. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't look good, and whether you consider it fun or not, that's up to you to decide. No one realistically can decide whether something is fun for you or not. But if you're gonna say, if you're gonna say this game, you know, looks fun and has potential and we shouldn't hate, I don't want to hear you ever saying anything about any game. Any game. Find it in the cloud in real time, right? You know what I mean? And the reason why I say you can't talk shit about any other game is because as of this moment, that's the only thing I hear. Like that's the only thing left that I've been hearing. It could be fun. That's the quote. That's the quote that comes with this game. That should be the quote that they put on like marketing material that they're not doing. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing any marketing for this shit. But if they was doing marketing for this shit, they should put that quote in there. It could be fun, you know, in quotation marks. You know what I'm saying? YouTube gamer says it could be fun. Yo, I mean, Crackdown is gonna. I'm waiting to see when now here. What I said was In the chat, I told them that I think it's gonna be a 72. I think the game's gonna be a 72, and of course, Thrash thinks it's gonna be less than a 69, which is very possible. It's very possible that it's gonna be lower than the 69. But I think it's gonna be like low 70s, like real low 70s, but it's being 70, you know. But if you don't see marketing for a game, you should be concerned, especially a game of this level. And what I mean by this level is, I mean, it's been talked about for years, and all of a sudden, when it does come out, there's no marketing for it. You know, you don't like, you don't see any of this stuff. We see it coming. I seen it coming 4 or 5 years ago. That's why I was like, this game is for show canceled. I'm more shocked that it came out. I'm not shocked that the condition it's in, because I knew they wasn't like gonna put their best effort into it. Are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, if you think about when when execs or devs talk about this game, they don't tell you, they don't hype up what you are doing in the game, what the characters are, stuff like that. What do they always hype up? They always hype up the same goddamn thing. The destructibility of the maps and 4K cloud computing. They don't say that. Does those things sound anything like gamer talk to you? Like, you know, they don't even talk about blow shit up and collect orbs no more, because that's realistically the only thing that's addictive about Crackdown back in the day, was blowing shit up and collecting orbs. And Anthem and Metro does have people attention. The only reason why Crackdown is even on motherfuckers' mind right now is because how shitty of a build it looks. I don't I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but do people not see it? Like, I don't like, do you not see the animations of these characters? Do you not like, it doesn't even look like last gen game. Last gen's game looked better than that. There's more animations and characters. There's more fluidity in the fucking, environment. There's just like, if we say this game looked like a last gen game, I feel like we're downplaying last gen. 360 deserved better than that, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I feel like 360 deserved like better than that, to call this game a last gen game. Sup, Impatient Fire? Yeah, Metro for sure has everyone attention on the PC side, but I mean, Anthem's lit, man. I should, goddamn, instead of putting Epic on there, I should have been talking about Anthem. So I played Anthem, right? I played a solid 2 3 hours worth of Anthem, and the gameplay is fun as hell. I haven't really done much as far as like I don't even think you can in the demo. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can't do. You can only do like a couple of things. But bro, it's good, man. I know it's EA, and I know there's probably gonna be fuckery afoot, right? But the game is fun, man. Like, I can't help it. It's just fun. I want to keep on playing, right? I want to keep on playing. Hey, what did they lose by? Did they lose by more than 3 points? I stopped watching, bro. It's boring as fuck. I gave up on it. I was like, man, this goddamn game's so fucking boring. Anthem is so lit though, man. Anthem, like, it does everything it's supposed to do very well. It looks good, plays well. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, and I usually don't like playing those type of games. Those, always online, like, meet up with your friends, play, run a mission and shit. I mean, I usually don't even play those that much of those type of game, but just the gameplay of that shit's so much fun. The only thing that would like, you know, would stop me from playing it long term is if they just don't come out with any more stuff for it. If there's a decent amount of content, shit to do and stuff, I can see myself playing that game for months and months. And even if it only lasts for a couple weeks, shit, $60 for a couple weeks of fun, I'll do that. Fuck it. I mean, nothing about Crackdown will entice me the same way as Anthem does. At least the game looked good. It does what it's supposed to do. I mean, like it's fucking. The game is like so much fun, bro. Like just the takeoff and flight, mid-air combat. You know what I mean? It's some Iron Man shit, man. And I haven't even played with too many suits. I've only played with the Ranger, the one that comes, the default one, and the Storm. And I like both suits. I haven't tried out the other two yet. So I mean, I got my field of Anthem. Like I don't even need it anymore. I'm ready to go. There's just certain games that is up your alley. You ready for it. And some like you might need some convincing, but you'll get there. Crackdown is not one of them. It's not one of them. I mean, I only unlocked one so far, man. Shit. Hey, I did turn the when I went to when I was playing that shit, I did turn my ranger outfit into a chromed out ninja though. That shit was dope. Like a dark navy slash chrome look. Damn. I know y'all can't hear this, but I could. This I live not too far from a like the intersection that goes into my neighborhood. And I think someone just had an accident right there because I heard that telltale, you know what I'm saying? That noise, that noise. I just heard that. So somebody down the street must not have a good time right now. It sucks to be them. That's the worst thing, man. I don't know what it is, but I'd rather deal with a lot of other shit than car accidents. Maybe because my whole life people have hit me. I've never hit one person. Just come out the blue every time. It's the worst feeling. Hey, and Anthem like is not. I don't know what people are talking about. Like the AI, like the enemy AI is simple. I mean, they swarm you pretty good, man. And I don't even think we was playing on hard when I was playing with Big Money in them. I don't even think I was playing on hard, but they swarm you pretty good, right? It's just like, hey, so I've been in 4 accidents my whole life. None of them my fault, right? None of them has been my fault. And the fucked up part about my state is I was told this shit, and I recently learned that this really is true. That the reason why my state insurance is so high because most motherfuckers in my state do not buy insurance. So the motherfuckers who do buy insurance basically pay more because of they ass. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the AI in that game is good, man. That was the one thing that I was like hesitant about. I'm like, man, I hope it's not like the AIs are just like, bullet sponges and they just stand there and just take it, just wait for you to kill them. You know what I mean? But no, they flank you and shit, man. They flank you. They swarm your ass, and you know what I'm saying, bro. I had a great time playing that shit. 3 solid hours. I was like, man, this shit is lit. I don't know why motherfuckers hating so hard. Like I understand when the game first came out, not the game, the VIP demo, and it wasn't working straight. And I actually this ties me in with fucking Red Dead Redemption. I don't understand why people was mad at that, but they wasn't mad at Red Dead Redemption the game. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't believe I paid for a VIP demo and it didn't work on day one like I wanted to. Motherfucker, you paid $60 for a game that didn't work day one like it's supposed to. What the fuck? Am I wrong for thinking that? Like, I don't understand how motherfuckers like defending Red Dead so fucking hard. Whether it's a fanboy thing, whether it's a console fanboy thing or not, I don't really know. But I just don't know why motherfuckers like defend that game so fucking hard. Is it Rockstar fanboy or some weird faction of Xbox fanboys that feel like they, we the Xbox, what I'm saying? We the Xbox delegation would like to offer a warm welcome to, what I'm saying, Red Dead Redemption. You know what I'm saying? As a team. You know what I'm saying? What is this? You feel me? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is a VIP demo. You feel me? It's a VIP demo. You pre-order the game. The VIP demo is there. You can play it if you want to, right? You pre-order the game. I'm assuming because you wanted the motherfucking game. That's why you pre-order it. Me, I'm not a pre-ordering type of motherfucker, so I didn't pre-order it. I didn't know that you had PlayStation Plus. You could have just played it anyways. You didn't need to pre-order. I didn't know that. But usually, I guess you have to pre-order the game, right? If you pre-ordered the game, you probably want it already. What the fuck? A VIP demo it didn't work is like you like going above and beyond the shit on this motherfucking game. But when a game that you bought $60 for, $60 for, you know what I'm saying? It just came with campaign. It just came with single player. It didn't even come with multiplayer yet, you know? And when it came out, it was in beta form. Just think about what I'm telling you right now, right? You paid $60 for a game that has both single player and multiplayer. It came with single player, right? It came with single player. You damn near finished single player. That's a long ass goddamn single player. I was drudging through that shit. I hated like damn near every moment of it. You know what I mean? You like $60. You pay $60. You get the single player portion first, and you drudge through that whole motherfucking thing. And if you was quick, if you don't have much to do, if you don't have a job, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a lot of shit to deal with, you can sit at home and play a solid amount of video games. You could finish that game way before the multiplayer even came out. And when it came out, what was it like? Was it good? No, it was in beta form and it was trash. And not only was it trash, it was not trash just because the servers wasn't good, because the servers wasn't. It's also trash because of the way they set up the game, how the fucking money and shit that was, that was in the game was all the way fucked up. And they had to fix that just to get the game to work. But that game was nominated for Game of the Year. It didn't win, but it was nominated. You feel me? It was nominated for that shit. You feel me? Like, what kind of shit is this? Like, it was nominated for Game of the Year, the game that came out half complete, and then the other half came slightly broken afterwards. You paid for that up front. You paid for that before you. but but pre-ordering a game and the VIP demo that came along with that pre-order didn't work too well was a problem for your ass. I mean, the mechanics of the game was like trash, throughout the board too. So I mean, but Anthem mechanics was solid, gameplay solid, visual solid. They have server issues, and it's the worst thing ever. And motherfuckers talking about, I can't believe I paid for it. You paid for fucking like Red Dead Redemption as well. What kind of shit is this? How come you didn't have that kind of energy? You paid for that game. You paid for that game. This is a pre-order. You can still cancel your motherfucking pre-order. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like you could cancel a pre-order. If this VIP demo fuck you up so hard, cancel your fucking pre-order. Don't play the goddamn game. You bought this game and it came out lackluster. But that was cool. And I don't know what it is. It's very weird, sick. Every time I mention that shit too, somehow it turns around like, well, Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man got a war. I'm like, why do you keep bringing this shit up? We're just saying this game is shit. I told you why it's shit. I gave you reasons why it's shit. I walked down each reason. You know what I'm saying? I broke down one at a time for your ass. Why do you still like act like you didn't hear me say or read what I said when I said the shit? Why did you bring this other stuff that has nothing to do with it? I mean, look, I'm not a big fan of EA either. I'm not. Not a fan. And that's sad, Dragon Sword, because it's sold the best on PlayStation. Because of ism. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not an EA fan either. I don't like EA. But there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of places that I don't like that does shit that's good that I still have to admit that's good. You know, I love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A food is really good. It's one of my best chicken places. You know what I'm saying? Fight me. Like it just, I mean, the game was terrible. Let's just be real with it. That's the same thing. Like it's the same way with Crackdown 3. Everything thus far is telling us that this game is going to be trash. And you could say it could be fun as much as you want, but you could say that with any game. And if you're going to like defend this motherfucking game, then I don't want you to ever say shit about any other game. Yeah, they food's off the hook. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to like, defend Crackdown 3 and then and why is Crackdown 3 specifically? Why Crackdown 3 specifically? Because there's no fucking love behind Crackdown 3. No passion, no effort, no fucking any of that behind this game. You could tell in the way motherfuckers talk about it, the way execs talk about this game, the way gamers talk about this game. Gamers that hype up Crackdown 3. No passion, none of that shit behind it. So if you're gonna defend this passionless motherfucking game, then I don't want you to ever say shit about other games because I've seen plenty of games with so much more passion and like thought that goes into it. They get clowned on by the dumbest little things, you know, fucking puddles. You feel me? No jump button. All right, too hard. I didn't even know that was a thing. Too hard, but all the good shit motherfuckers popping off earlier, and now it could be fun. It went from game. This game was supposed to be like the be all end all to it could be fun. But that's all I'm saying. You could look forward to Crackdown as much as you want. No one's gonna stop you, of course. But if you is one of those people who ever trash any other game, really, you don't have that right anymore. If you're defending Crackdown 3. And I've seen lots of people defend Crackdown 3. And the way they defend it has nothing to do with what people are saying because they know what people are saying about the game is true. So instead, the only thing we left to hear is, "Oh, it looks like it could be fun." And the funniest thing is, I feel like that's the tagline for like every Xbox game lately, right? It could be fun. I know, don't call me Danny. The complaints about Resident Evil 2 are fucking ridiculous. It's too difficult. What kind of shit is this? What kind of shit where a video game challenged me to figure out shit? Like, right? Right? Crackdown was downgraded, but you ignore Spider-Man and Puddlegate. Right. Come on, man. Come on now. Yeah, it could be fun. Right? the explosions and the environment destruction doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as what they said it was going to be and what they originally showed. Hey, but it could be fun, man. Why are you hating on it? The characters' animations look like they're from the 90s, but it looks like it could be fun. Yeah. But let's get to the final topic. I'm gonna try and be here that long, man. I'm trying to finish the campaign here in a little bit. PlayStation dominance. Look, I always knew PlayStation was doing everything better than both Xbox and Nintendo. That's not an outrageous thing to say. That's just truth. As far as their numbers are concerned, all their numbers across the board is better than Xbox and Nintendo. I just never knew how good it is. Like how good those numbers are. You know what I mean? When you're telling me that the PlayStation Network brings in more revenue than Xbox, like the entirety of Xbox. You know what I mean? And all of Nintendo. That's when you like a- grasp like the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole picture of it all. Because before I knew it was a big gap between the three companies. I knew that Sony is kind of like that, Olympic, what is it, the 800-meter dash, where it's like a eight motherfuckers lined up to run this race, and by midway through the race, you could clearly tell who's gonna be first, second, and third. At least these three motherfuckers right here are gonna be first, second, and third. We just gotta see which one of them battles out for first, second, and third. But we know the rest of these motherfuckers ain't gonna do it, right? Like this, out of these eight motherfuckers, these five motherfuckers ain't gonna make it. It's just these three last dudes. Like these three dudes here is gonna be first, second, and third. That's kind of like Sony is first, second, and third, and Xbox and Nintendo is those other five motherfuckers way in the back. You know what I mean? Before you used to think, oh, it's just these three motherfuckers. Sony's probably in there first for sure. It's just these two other motherfuckers working out to be first and second. No, it's Sony is first, second, and third. Nintendo and Xbox is the other five motherfuckers all the way back there. You know what I mean? That's how crazy this number is to me. PSN does like makes more revenue than all of Xbox and all of Nintendo, all as in all of their revenue from their consoles to their games to their service to everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand how crazy that is to me? It's crazy to me because this whole time I knew they're doing very well. I just never knew exactly how well. But if you take that into consideration, like if you take that into consideration, if not counting console sales, not counting hardware, not counting games and sale that's hard sales, not over PSN because that's what they count as well. I'm assuming when people buy games on PSN, they count that as well. They have to. There's no way they can't, right? So they're not counting hardware sales. They're not talking actual hard disk game sales. They're not counting peripherals like VR and all this other shit, right? They're just counting PSN only. And when you think of this number, at first you're like, how is that even possible? But then it's actually not that difficult it's just we never thought of it from this perspective because I guess it's just a console war kind of mentality that keeps us away from thinking about it like that realistically. But if you think about money, as far as money wise and percentage wise, it all actually makes sense. If you have 91 million console out there and about 90 million of them motherfuckers is on PSN, you know what I mean? Just 90 million PSN members. That's a wrap already. Because Xbox, what are they at 40 something? Supposedly, we don't even have actual numbers, but supposedly they're at 41 or something like that, right? And if you have 41, the best you can have out of that is about 41, right? 41 million on Xbox Live. That's the best you can have. These motherfuckers are already at 90 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? 90 million. It actually makes a lot of sense now that you just break down those numbers simply. How could Xbox and Nintendo make even close to that amount? Like, how could you? It's not even a percentage. There's no way you can actually get to, you know what I'm saying? There's no way you can actually hit that number. Oh yeah, yeah. 90 million PSN. That's just using that number. If you think about it, 90 million people, right? 90 million people, each one of them buying one game. I'm not saying the same game. You know what I'm saying? Not the same game because people have different tastes, but if 90 million console owners on PlayStation Network buy one game, that's 90 million games right there. They just sold 90 million games. As long as every one of those 90 million people on PSN, and they say they are active. So if each one of them motherfuckers buy one game, you know what I'm saying? If they just buy one game, 90 million, that's 90 million games. Time that by $60. Think about that. Just one time. Just one time. If each person that are a part of that 90 million people buy one game, that's 90 million games sold. I mean, and what is the average? What's the average that one of y'all could probably tell me? What's the numbers, the average attachment rates per PlayStation? How many games was it? This number came out about a few months ago. I don't know if y'all remember, if anyone can bring that back up. But there's a uh how many, like, there's a thing that came out not too long ago that said for every PlayStation that's out there, there's a certain amount of games that's associated with it, and I forgot exactly how many games that was. Crossplay is, yeah, 7 or 8. That I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say that, Jemima, because I don't know that I was correct or not. But yeah, 7 or 8 games. Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. 7 games per owner, and let's say only half of them, not even half, even less than that. Let's just say about, 7. So even a little bit half of that is only 3, right? 3 gamers out of the you know what I mean? 3 games per gamer that's bought digitally. Just think about that. How much money is coming in through PSN? That's not including, and now we're actually including that 36 million people that have PS Plus. That's crazy. 36.3 million. I bet you that's how many Xbox that's actually out there. Like legit numbers. That's how much Plus members there are. That's how many people paying $60 a year every year. I mean, it's very clear, like, where I don't know why we didn't even think about that kind of stuff. Maybe if we like say some outrageous shit like that, people will like get on us because there's no factual proof for that and shit. You know what I mean? There's no factual proof of like 90, like all these numbers until they came out and tell us. If we actually broke it down ourselves, we could have figured this shit out. Probably the only reason why we didn't is because, you know, motherfuckers like jump down your throat, like, oh, this is bullshit, fanboy ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation Plus, is it necessary? Not really. You only have it to play online. Like real talk, I don't really need it that bad. I don't play online that much. I still have it, you know. Plus, give you a lot of benefits. Sometimes you buy games a lot cheaper. You know what I mean? There's decent amount of benefits that come along with it. You don't have to have it. You don't have to have it at all, really, and still play online. There's a lot of free to play online games where you don't have to spend a dime. You don't even need Plus. And most PlayStation games are, what are they? They're one and done single player experience. So you wouldn't even need a fucking Plus membership to play those games. You don't need a membership to play, you know, God of War or Last of Us or any of those games. They're one and done games, remember? You don't need internet. And and so it's it's almost crazy to say, but just seeing these numbers, you're like, it's not really out of line to say, bruh, PlayStation as of this moment is the gaming industry. Am I out of pocket for that? Do you think I'm out of pocket for saying that? Do you know how far ahead a motherfucker is when all they have to do is just count their digital fucking subscription base, and that alone makes more money than your entire gaming division? I mean, if you and this is really harsh. The reason why Nintendo, and I'll be really real with you right now, right? Out of the big three, Sony and Nintendo will be missed if they're not there. I'm just keeping it real. Say I'm wrong. Just say I'm wrong. If Sony is not here, they will be missed. If Nintendo is not here, they will be missed. If Xbox is not here, who who misses Xbox like that? I'm just being very real. We wake up tomorrow, right? And one out of the three was like, we out. Which one? Which one of those company will you break down for the most? Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation. If you wake up tomorrow and one of those companies are saying goodbye, they are out of the game. Are you telling me that Xbox would be missed if Xbox was the one? Whichever one, if Nintendo was like, yeah, we're bowing out of the gaming industry, yada, 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 you don't think they'll be missed? If Sony does that, you don't think they'll be missed? You know what I'm saying? Do you think like these companies will be missed or not? You know what I mean? As soon as Nintendo say we're out of the game, people are like, wait. No more Nintendo. What the fuck? No more Mario? No more Zelda? Fuck it, no more ARMS? Like random new shit? Just random new shit from time to time? No, no more of that. No more your weird ass, quirky ass sense of humor, Nintendo. No more weird ass consoles. No more like, you know, Game Boy Advance. You know what I'm saying? 3DS, all this shit. Just no of that stuff no more. To this day, sick. To this day, motherfuckers still miss Sega. To this day, the motherfuckers still miss Sega. Think about that. If Nintendo hop out the game now, they will be missed hard. Like motherfuckers like break down. Sony at the same time. Like if Sony bow out the game right now, it will like would send shockwave through the industry. Who will feel that way about Xbox? I'm not even being like funny about this shit. I'm not saying this to be cute. I'm being dead serious. Who would miss Xbox if tomorrow they was like, we're done? What would you miss them about? Shit talking on Twitter? Hmm? Hyping up games that don't deliver? Hmm? I don't have like real talk. I don't have sympathy for any corporation. Like no, like none of this shit. I've never felt that. You make stuff, I buy stuff. I buy it, I like it, I'll keep buying it. I don't like it, I stop buying it. If you change your shit up, make it good for me, I'll start buying it again. That's just the way it goes. Like I'm like, yes, I like Sony shit, but the reason why I like Sony shit is because they keep giving me things to like. You feel me? like nothing is ever written in concrete. I know all of us are saying, bro, PlayStation, like, Sony practically have sold me the PS5 already, which is true. They practically have already sold me a PS5. But let them come out and announce some nonsense, some bullshit with PS5. You know what I mean? Be a whole nother thing, bruh. Be a whole nother thing. Like, if like when they come and announce the PS5, they start saying some wild shit. Like, I'm talking about like 2013 Xbox Wild. Like, start telling you like, we check with our colleagues, they was right, single player experience doesn't mean as much anymore, we're going to move away from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they are going to do that, that's just ridiculous, but that's just a clear cut example. I'm just saying stuff can happen, you'll never know. But if you keep doing this damage control bullshit, you'll keep on getting it. That's a sure thing. That's a sure thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a for sure thing. You don't dominate a whole industry by resting on your laurels. And I don't remember who asked this. Was it you, Sick, that asked this? That is PlayStation 4 success a fluke, or was PlayStation 3 failure a fluke? Right? And I thought that was an interesting question. I think it was Sick that asked that question. I'm not sure it was him or not, but here's the thing, man. I don't believe neither one is a fluke, right? I believe companies companies change due to scenarios of every situation, because at the end of the day, like I always say, man, there is no love between companies and consumers. Let's be real. Every company makes money. That's what they do. Now, it would be nice if the way they make money is to provide you with good shit so that you would provide them with the money they are looking for, right? It would be nice, but not all companies work that way. And Sony sometimes can teeter totter on both sides, right? But the one thing you can't, the one thing you can't say, the one thing you can't say about I mean, the one thing you can't say about Sony is like they do everything right, because they for sure don't. Last generation was a clear example. But if it wasn't for last generation, we wouldn't have this generation. And if it wasn't for PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, we wouldn't have last generation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the market flows how it should, right? PlayStation 1 came out, they did very well, so well that it's only right PlayStation 2 came out. And because PlayStation 2 came out, they thought they couldn't do any wrong, right? And then they found out they could be wrong. I mean, they could be wrong. And so they have to fix that shit. It's not a fluke that they messed up. That's bound to happen. That's bound to happen. You have to mess up in order to get better. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. A lot of people probably would or wouldn't believe it. It just depends on your perception of me. But when I was younger, man, I was kind of a bully, which is really odd because I'm a small dude. I shouldn't be able to bully other motherfuckers, but I used to bully motherfuckers like twice my size all the goddamn time. And you know what it is that caused me to become a bully for a few years? Matter of fact, I remember a portion of my younger years where I was kind of a dick. And you know how it's possible? It's possible because I overcompensated from getting bullied when I was younger than that. I don't know if you ever heard of the Green Ranger. It's a song, but there's a line in that J. Cole said in that song. He's like, uh, "A dumb nigga hate a smart mouth." That was me. I might not be a big motherfucker, but I had a very smart mouth when I was a kid. I used to be able to bully motherfuckers just from my words. You feel me? I used to be able to bully motherfuckers just from my words, not like flexing on a motherfucker. I could just bully you from my words. Fuck, like putting hands on you. I'll make you feel terrible just speaking about you, like in front of a crowd. Like I'll feel you, make you feel like less of a person. You know what I'm saying? I could do that, and y'all know why I was able to do that, because my years before that I was getting bullied, so I turned it on other motherfuckers. And then a few years after that, I'm like, man, I'm fucking up. Kind of douchebag have I become? Like dead serious. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I was like the worst. Like right after like elementary school into middle school. Like middle school is a very fragile time for a lot of kids. It was not for me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm dead serious. Like when I was young, like I'm a small dude. Like when I was in elementary school, I get bullied. Like I got bullied a lot because I first of all I'm not from here, so I barely spoke the language. It's easy to make fun of me. My parents didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go to school in the fly as shit, right? So I used to get bullied a lot. But by the time I got to middle school, I realized how fragile motherfuckers' minds are, and it's easy as fuck to actually fuck with them. Like I would say the nicest thing to you, but like you would like feel mad as fuck at me for like saying that. No, like real shit. Don't call me daddy. Like any motherfucker should be able to look back in his life and judge himself. If you can't, then I mean, shit, you ain't doing no better. If you can't judge yourself, shit, like look back at like the shit that you used to do when you was younger, like all the moves you made. You can't tell me that you've been pristine, like you know what I'm saying, that you don't live in a glass house. I fucked up plenty of time, but I can at least admit to that shit. You know what I mean? I can admit to that shit. I fucked up a lot when I was younger. Yeah, basically. I mean, I had bite, but I didn't have that big of a bite. You feel me? I'll scrap if I have to, but I mean, and the reason why I knew that motherfuckers' mind was fragile is because they would talk a whole lot of shit, but they don't really scrap for real. When I was young, I was little as fucking elementary school, and I used to scrap all the time. I used to hate hearing shit. Like you say something like sideways to me, I will fight you immediately. And as I got older than that, I'm like, that's not really worth it. But I am way better at talking shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you fight a dude that's bigger than you, that's almost a guarantee you getting your ass whooped. I'm just being real. I'm not Jackie Chan. I can't be fighting them motherfuckers like 3 times my size like that for real. Not all of them. You know what I mean? But there's social situation and there's all kinds of shit that makes up the jungle that is a middle school. You feel me? And I could bully you without having to lay a fucking hand on you. You feel me? And I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there are ways, there are moves to make someone feel bad about themselves, and you don't even have to lay a hand on them. I don't know where you straight lace. That's cool, man. I always looked up to people like that. I wish I could be like that. You know, I wish I could be like that, but I wasn't. I wasn't always the best kid. Now that I'm older, I can look back and see myself as a person. I'm like, you know what? Certain parts of my life I could have done better. You know what I'm saying? That's true, Kevin Mack. That's very true. But unfortunately, a small man that trains will beat a big man. But it's also really hard for a small man that trains to beat a big man that trains. There's only so much levels you can go. But yeah, man. I mean, I mean, I would like to think I'm a good dude, but it wasn't always like that. I was never always like that. I had to learn how to be one from time to time. You fuck up here and there, you feel me? And I feel like that's how it is with companies too. Like you have your peaks and you have your valleys. You can't expect to have PlayStation 4 without PlayStation 3. You know what I mean? Without the generation that is the PlayStation 3, we would not have the PlayStation 4. And is PlayStation 3 that big of a failure? No, it's only a failure in the term that business wise it didn't do well, but the amount of things they learned from it, you know, the amount of things that they've gathered from PlayStation 3. That's why I'm hyped for PlayStation 5. I'm not saying that they can't go wrong. A lot of things can go wrong with it. A lot of things can go wrong with the PS5. It can. But from the way it's looking, it doesn't look like so. It looks like they learned the fuck happened with the PS3. They know how to gauge markets better. They know how to make better moves now. Let's just see, you know. But in my mind, I'm thinking PS5's already sold. We just need to know the date, you know. But the PlayStation dominance of this generation is crazy. And what I really want to talk about is after all that, I see why there's so many articles talking about Xbox is gearing up to win next generation. Have y'all seen these? Y'all seen these, right? It can't just be me. It can't just be me, the only motherfucker that hasn't. You know what I'm saying? Can't be me. Can't be the only motherfucker that noticed this shit. That all these articles come out talking about, oh, Xbox is poised to win next generation, and yada yada yada. Have y'all seen these? There's been a lot of these recently. Just some random articles here and there by some random dude. You know, just oh, we all know Sony's been whooping that ass this generation, but everything we've seen, it looks like it's gonna set up next generation for Xbox to win. And I understand now. I understand why. I understand why. Now that that information has came out. Now that I know that PlayStation Network alone, PlayStation Network alone beats Xbox and Nintendo revenue. Period. Like all of it. Someone told me combined. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's even crazier if that's true. Right? I see why those articles are there now. Because that's actually kind of a concern, man. It's a bit of a concern, but what are you gonna do? As in, it's kind of necessary that not necessary, but in order to have a gaming industry, there has to be industry, you know. And Sony is not. They don't have a monopoly, but they might as well at this point, you know. At this point, they might as well have a monopoly, and that's what I think it is. I think game journalists and people in the industry are just concerned about that. Like it's such a lopsided, you know, when you look at it from the facts, just from numbers, right? It's so lopsided that it's concerning. And the reason why I asked, what if you wake up tomorrow and one of these motherfuckers aren't gonna be here? Because there's a good chance that's gonna happen if this keeps up. That's why they have to push this narrative, like, oh, Xbox might win next generation. You know what I mean? To to help it along, to keep the industry vibrant. Because if this keeps up, I don't know if it could handle three anymore. Because there's a clear winner. Like there's a clear winner ahead of everybody else, right? It is. It's very scary. I mean, as a PlayStation dude, I'm supposed to be, you know, liking that, and I'm impressed, but it is scary. Yeah, they need to like help the industry along because as much as we hate to admit it, you know, there's a symbiotic relationship between these companies. Like the industry itself work off of one another. If you know, if too much unbalance go on in the industry, it affects other sides of the business as well. Like, all right, for instance, if this keep on going right where Xbox is non-existent, there's not going to be a lot of Xbox press worth getting, and the press won't get them. You know what I mean? It will actually hinder their jobs. The press will have less to like talk about. They will have less to like cover. It's just it works in full circle. You know what I mean? If it's just Sony out here, the press can only fuck with Sony shit, and after a while, it may get tiresome. You know what I mean? The industry can't be built off of one company's back. That's not how it works. We need more out there. It's a whole industry, not one motherfucking company. I mean, they try to fuck us over when they not ahead. I don't know what you mean, impatient fire. They fuck us over when they're not even ahead. But this generation has been insane. I've never actually seen anything like it. I mean, Sony, like, I remember when PlayStation VR, right? Which, I mean, let's keep it real as well. PlayStation VR is basically what saved VR as well. Is it not? Is it not what saved VR? PlayStation VR is what saved VR. And when PlayStation VR was doing well and other companies was not, Sony actually came out and like, we don't know how VR is gonna work because we're selling it pretty well, but everybody else hasn't, bring it up yet. And at first when I read that, I was like, is Sony flexing? You know what I mean? It sounds always like Sony's flexing, but then I realized no, they're right. You need a market, you need an industry behind something for it to last, right? If it's just PSVR out here, that's not going to be enough developers to even want to fuck with it. There has to be a decent amount of VRs and people using VRs and shit like that for them to fuck with it, right? At the time. Now I don't think VR is going anywhere when it comes to PlayStation. PlayStation is, rocking with VR for at least another generation for sure. Right. They don't feel like being the leader is uncomfortable for them. All right. It's uncomfortable because they haven't understand that market yet, and they're already the leader of it. But the VR market is such a small market; it's just now becoming a thing, right? Within the last couple years, it became a thing. So because of that, they're concerned about that market. The market is unstable at this point, and with PlayStation being basically the gaming industry as of this moment, it's unstable as fuck because that's basically you standing on one pillar. You feel me? You can't have a building just standing on one pillar. You need at least three. Usually it's four. You know what I'm saying? But you need at least three. You can't have one of the pillars slipping. And that's what's going on. One of the pillars slipping hard, cuz hard. And that's why you see so many people try to shore up that pillar. Like Xbox poised to win next generation with all this other like nonsense they're talking about. I don't see how it's possible they'll win next generation. You know what I'm saying? You can't you can't all right. You can't win next year you can't go to the next meet, you know what I'm saying, next year and beat me when you haven't beaten me this year and you don't show that there's any possible way that you can beat me this year. You know, feel me? Like I'm a better driver than you. There's no way you could beat me. Like that's just what I mean. I put in the time, practice, and patience, and I know what it takes to win a race. And you just shows up. Like I don't see how, but that's what they're gonna go with. They have to. They can't even win E3. I mean, they're there by themselves, right? They just have these third party. Yeah, I mean, but that's they ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, that's not even fair. Don't call me Danny. You better have like, what's the spread? What's the spread on that shit? Are we doing? Are we doing if Lincoln don't knock Diver out in the first round is a win for Diver? Is that what we're doing? Because I've seen Lincoln's VR hands because dude's got his hands in them VRs. have y'all have y'all seen have y'all seen his VR stream of Craig? Dude's got hands in that motherfucker, right? Yeah, I feel like if you want to bet on that, it's like if Diver doesn't get knocked out in the first round, he wins. And this is not a dig against Diver either. I'm like, bruh, dude's cold with fucking dude's cold with that shit, bruh. I know, like that's what I'm saying. I know my lane. Like if I've never played that game, I ain't gonna run in there popping off to a motherfucker that's cold as fucking it. You know? Damn, see, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm about to hop off here in a little bit. All I want to say is this: as far as the PlayStation thing, it's actually more concerning. Like it's cool that PlayStation is doing so well. I'm happy for them because I like they shit. I'm gonna be real with you. I like they shit. They put out good shit. I buy them. I buy them because they're good shit, man. And I'm glad they're doing well. And I'm sick of this nonsense. I'm sick of every time good numbers come out for something and all this stuff. You know, like when PlayStation put out, they sold 91 million and all this good news that they've been having and shit, right? And then people was like, "Oh, why do companies sell so much matter to you?" And look, motherfucker, like I like they shit. I'm glad they're doing well because I like they shit. Like, what is? What do you know what I mean? I like they shit. I hope they prosper because I hope they give me more shit that I like. I hope they keep on doing the shit that I like. That's why I bought they shit because I liked it, and because I like the shit and I bought it, I hope I can buy more shit down the line. And I'm glad they're doing well. That means they're gonna provide me with more shit. What's the fucking like? You know what I mean? I love it. I love how like motherfuckers turn everything into like a better than thou type of shit. You know what I mean? Well, what does it matters to a game? What does it matter to gamers how well a company's doing? A lot, nigga. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? A lot. Yeah, fuck that. When is he streaming that? Has he already started? Have they already started that shit? I thought it was tomorrow. Ain't it tomorrow though? I thought it was on Monday. Oh shit, it's already on. I might have to hop off here soon. I might have to go peep this. Might have to go peep that shit. What's he streaming right now? Starblood? No. I really need to bust out my VR too. I still haven't even done that yet. But yeah, man, I think that's good. That's good enough. That's about 2 hours, right? It's weird, man. Sometimes I don't think I'll be going that long. I'll be going for like 2, 3 hours, and sometimes sometimes I really want to do a solid 2 hours. I just got nothing to say. I don't know what it is sometimes, but I'm glad y'all came through, man. I still gotta go wash all my shit because I just ate earlier. And I hop on this immediately. Yeah, man. Damn, I should go see who won, huh? Who won? Have y'all been watching this whole time? Who won? Was it Patriot? Patriot won, huh? Tell me they won by at least 2.5 points. Did they win by 2.5 points? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. If the Patriots win by more than 2.5, all right, cool. So they cover the spread. All right, then. And it is an under game. All right, 16 points. So it's an under. Patriots cover the spread. All right, that's cool. It's been a good day. It's been a good day overall. Patriots win. They cover the spread. Fucking Crackdown 3 fucking damage control was lit. I know Sick doesn't like the word lit no more, but I'm gonna use it because there's no other word better to explain Twitter today when it comes to that shit. That shit was lit. I was just looking at it like, damn, he actually just said that. He said that. He said if you just don't pay attention to all the negative things people are saying about it, it looks like a great game. He actually said that. Like it made sense. You hate Tom Brady, man? Hey, man, that dude's winning. I can't be mad at him, man. Dude's winning. Like you can't bet against that motherfucker. But all right, man. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to hop on this Res 2. I gotta finish Leon's campaign. I'll probably try to finish Claire's campaign if I can stay up long enough. I'll probably stay up until 3 and 4 in the morning playing this shit. But I'll see y'all Tuesday on the round table. Actually Tuesday is actually a special day. Strangely enough, Tuesday is Vietnamese New Year. Um, and if anyone knows anything about Vietnamese New Year, if you remember, if y'all know anything about that, then if you're younger than me, you want to make sure you're there that day. I mean, if you know about Asian New Year's and shit like that, you know why. But if you don't, If you're younger than me, if you were born later than 1984, you might want to show up. You know what I'm saying? But I'll see y'all then. I'm gonna hop on. Well, I gotta go wash some dishes first before, you know what I'm saying, my game room smell all nasty and shit. And hop on RE. If anybody want to run some Anthem shit, man, like feel free to, you know what I'm saying, I'll let you boy, because I played for like 3 hours. Is the beta still going on, or is it over? Because if it's still going on, man, if y'all want to hop on, man, just send me the shit on Draco Rex. You know what I'm saying? Draco underscore Rex. Oh, and one last thing before I leave. This is fucking me up, right? I don't know if y'all know a better way of doing this shit. Um, but originally, what I was trying to do is I was trying to make another PlayStation account so I could link it to the Roundtable Podcast channel, so I can stream like fighting games on that shit, right? Um, but the only problem was I did that and I just realized all the characters that I unlocked from Street Fighter 5, right? You know how like Street Fighter 5 you can either grind to unlock characters or you can buy them. So I never actually bought one character. I've only grind to unlock them, right? But that's tied to the Draco Rex account. This new account don't have none of those characters. And the only reason why I created that other account because I really don't feel like switching back and forth, you know, from my YouTube channel and the Roundtable channel every time I want to like stream or upload something from my PlayStation. But now I can't do that. So I don't know if there's a way to do that. Do y'all know? Or should I just fuck it and just bite the bullet and, you know, sign in and out of, you know, whatever channel I'm trying to do? Is that the best way to do it? Is there any other way? Because, I mean, it'll make it more convenient because I won't have to sign in and out, but I don't have none of the characters. It kind of fucked me up because kind of hard to learn how to play Kage if I don't have Kage to play with. You feel me? I don't know how else I can do that, but since I can, I'll probably can't. I'll probably just use the Draco Rex PlayStation shit, and you know what I'm saying. But y'all probably see that here soon since I can't make another channel and shit. I might as well just use the original. But all right, man. I'll see y'all later. Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit. I am out. Thank you for coming. See y'all Tuesday. Deuces.